Welcome to Out of the Noise. I'm Priestess Lilly, a channeler, sacred heart healer, and space holder. My purpose is to create content that will help humanity rise in consciousness through connection, and I do this by facilitating courageous conversations that will leave you activated, alongside heart-centered leaders, wisdom keepers, divine humans who are expanding into their authenticity and soul purpose. Together, we strive to assist a higher level of consciousness and help each other on our own spiritual journey. Today's podcast. Well, here we are, halfway through the year, and it has been undeniably an eventful one so far. Reflecting on my podcast in January, I referred to this year as the year of the reckoning. And it seems that that is the sentiment that is manifesting in a variety of ways in our collective experience and energy. I discussed the possibility of widespread flooding and water and movement and a cleanse. And my heart goes out to the many people who have already endured such hardships, including the disaster cyclone Gabrielle and the other ongoing weather events that have affected our shores. In the realm of politics, we are witnessing right now the dismantling, the crumbling. What once was sold to us as the most transparent and transformational government is now dodging bullets, evading questions and discussions, and refusing to address critical matters that matter to New Zealanders. It is disheartening to witness this shift, but they are a shadow government. I understand that everyone is eagerly awaiting change. And while both the collective consciousness and Mother Earth are undergoing transformation and evolution, the change we observe in our political arena may not align with our collective desires and aspirations. And we're seeing this by the way the polls are continually shifting and changing. So what really lies ahead for the remainder of this year? When I consulted with my council regarding this, they emphasised the importance of addressing the period from 2019 until now. Towards the end of 2019, we began to recognise how interconnected we really were as humanity, and as we face the global challenge of COVID-19. While we have gradually become more aware of the nature of the virus and shifted from a fear-based narrative to a mindset focused on adapting and moving forward, we have also experienced moments of profound unity and high dimensional energy that is radiated through the planet. We have witnessed Mother Nature's resilience, and many individuals have chosen to free themselves from fear and live more consciously. During this time, I openly discussed messages channeled from spirit realm about our collective role and what we were co-creating in our reality, and questioning the government's genuine concern for our well-being. Many people did not want to hear this message. I also discussed and raised concerns about the impact that this was going to have on the majority of New Zealanders. Now we are witnessing the physical manifestations of these discussions that I channeled through 2 years ago and the concerns in our world. We can't deny right now that we are in the midst of the crumbling, the reckoning. So, what lies ahead for the rest of 2023? What awaits us in 2023 is a closing of July, is a profound journey into the healing realms of our soul, diving into our past lives, patterns, and beliefs. This transformational process has been a collective experience and has been touching the lives of many. I know for myself, I've spent 2 weeks in bed, literally, and I have been clearing layers and layers of grief and past lives that of betrayal that I have been held in my lungs and surrounding my higher heart chamber. So August, we're going to see the first 2 weeks as a real building up of energy. And, August, I'm a Leo, and the energy that keeps coming through is fire, 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 burning down. Everything's going to be burnt. Fire is also resilience. A moment we're going to experience creativity and allowing ourselves to burn away those last layers of things that are holding us in this container. As August approaches, it's really an opportunity to embrace our inner artist and tap more into our creativity individually. We are being beckoned to nurture and harmonize our inner creative energy and allow it to flow effortlessly without any hindrance. In August, your faith in action and something that you need to deeply sit with is how can I expand my life to become more of a living prayer of a higher devotion for self? How can I start to live more consciously in my life and be more present? This is a time for higher reflection with all aspects of your life coming into alignment and devotional practice of making space and time for self. When we clear and burn away things and don't matter in our life, the burdens, the dead wood, we create space for a neural energy to come forward and the next vibrational level of self, which brings us to the calendar of September. September is rebirthing energy. September is also the month of earth, ground, where magical surprises are going to happen here on earth. And it's also a month where we get to get shit done. The 14th of September is going to be a pivotal point in our collective for a pause for deeper reflection. In September, I feel energetically there's a powerful call for peace that will resonate both within the collective consciousness and also within ourselves. This month, we will be encouraged to seek harmony, serenity on a broader scale, fostering unity and understanding among the people. It will also inspire us to find inner peace and balance in our own lives, nurturing a sense of tranquility within our hearts and minds, and embracing this call for peace will lead us towards a greater compassion, empathy, and a more harmonious world. Faith in action. Start to think about the leader you came here to be. Be the leader that you were called to be during this time. In a world where everything feels absorbing and our leaders are stuck and striving for status, we have leaders right now in most countries leading from the old paradigm, the old system, the patriarchy, and that's crumbling. And we are rebirthing into a new form of consciousness, of heart-centered, authentic, soulful leaders. Leaders that align with their soul voice and soul calling. As the world becomes more in disarray, where do we find these leaders? How do these leaders stand out? Who are the new thought activators with higher consciousness, not for themselves, but for humanity, and aren't just going to go along with the status quo? This in September will be the vibration of what we are being called forward to look at in the collective consciousness, especially here in New Zealand. As New Zealand and America next month are turning to voting, change will be on everybody's lips. October. Don't think that this will not go off with a bang. October, we are going to see a mesmerizing eclipse transmission over America. An eclipse occurs when the Earth and the Moon and the Sun align in a way that either partially and completely obstructs the sunlight. This cosmic event will captivate humans. Even so, we won't see it. We will definitely feel the energy from it. During the eclipse, the moon will pass between the earth and the sun, creating a breathtaking scene as the moon's shadow sweeps across the American landscape. Darkness falls. As the skies darken, the sun's brilliance dims. Observed, the variety parts of the country will witness such a beautiful dance of light and dark, shadow and light. Eclipses have an absolutely profound shift and change. They're the catalysts for transformation, prompting us to reflect on our lives and our path. This October, this eclipse will evoke a sense of going inwards and an opportunity for personal growth and new renewal and a collective growth, symbolizing a turning point. Striking conversations about unity, progress, and collective evolution. This eclipse could inspire discussions on how we as a society can address the challenges and move forward together. This eclipse over America in October will not only be a stunning event, a moment of reflection, renewal, and a catalyst for both personal and collective growth as people gather to witness such a rare spectacle. It also reminds us on how interconnected we are with the cosmos and our place with the vast expansiveness of the universe. All eyes will be on America as we are going to start to see the heat up in the midterm elections. And there will be a balance of truth and justice that will need to be upheld by the citizens wanting more. In New Zealand, there will also be a breath of relief. But is it big enough, bold enough to save our country from the dark agenda of the World Economic Forum? Faith in action. October, people are going to need space to ground and protect energy. I also, during this time, keep getting smoke signals, and burning. And so that normally means to me smoke signals is an SOS. Not to be distracted by. I also need you to hear this. We're not to be distracted by the ongoings in the collective. There are diversions to take your eye off what's happening over here versus what you're really needing to see over here. You're going to find grounding in community and with connection and people. Find your people. Look within for a solution. Look to your inner knowing, your inner guidance. If we have not learned anything over the past few years, it is not to look outside of ourselves and the collective energy for the solution. The bigger conversation is look within yourselves, your inner knowing, your inner guide, and there you will find the answers. Hold space for self. Keep focused, settle, and be. The full moon energy in the last days in October lead into what November will look like. And it's going to be big. It is going to feel like the world is on steroids of energy. And so November is very much about who do we need to become? What do we need to let go of in order to grow for humanity? The loudest voice in the room is not always the best voice for humanity. November gives us a moment of hope and love as many people open their hearts to the possibilities of how the hell we can heal this country and what that looks like in order to move forward. We will become open to heal, not allow ourselves to make the same mistakes again if we listen to our intuition. During this time, love will transmute our fear, and our country will step into a higher vibration of heart sovereignty. And I say, hallelujah. Pleasure and pain are the themes for the month of November, where the grid becomes the pearl. This month is going to be intense, people. There's going to be lots of aha moments. The phoenix is rising from the fire and she is going to fucking roar. I also feel, and I spoke about this with my podcast with Marie Eddings, I feel that there is going to be something around electricity, vibration, the internet, AI, vibrational frequency will be cut out. There just feels like everything is still. Whether that's caused by solar rays or the collective consciousness waking up to the level of control that systems have on us, I feel like there's a massive surge of potent energy coming in. December. Whew. Are we there yet? There is a lot of fiery energy, motivation, circling your friends and family. You're drawing everyone closer. We're coming into unity. And I see this as not we need to come together to protect ourselves, but as a positive. We can take a breath. We're still going to be walking in between the two worlds, duality, dark and light, night and day, shadow and light, where we are breathing deeper into our heart chakras, and we need to slow down to see the bigger picture of what we want. Be conscious, be mindful. Stop and slow down on where you are and where you were at the start of this year and where you are now. This is a time, an offering for us to rewrite our stories as individuals, but also as a collective. Become really still. As we finish off the year, I Think about what you've transitioned through. Think about what beliefs, values have changed, how you've softened more into your heart chakra. Think about what hope you have for the future. What needs to be let go of? Because in December, we transition into the portal of the light of the age, and we're in it for 22 years. So we have a time to breathe before shit becomes really consciously up and running in our faces in 2024. None of us, and I mean none of us, we came back to reincarnate during this time, and none of us are going to get out of here unless we come together and use our voice in unity and start listening. And for all those people that are hiding in the shadows, too scared to speak, I ask you to step forward. We can't keep hiding anymore. Because our children, the planet, needs us to come up with conscious decisions about how we want to be living on the earth versus how we're being told to live on the earth. If we are to heal and become the country we really truly wish to be, at some point we have to take back our own individual power and sovereignty. And the change doesn't start from up, down. It starts from bottom up. And if we have not learned anything over the last 3.5 years, the systems, bureaucracy, the World Economic Forum, WHO, NATO, our consciousness has outgrown all of those governing bodies. They were built in an old paradigm that no longer serves the collective consciousness and the rising of humanity into the light. So something needs to give. Something needs to change. We are changing en masse. And as we embody more light in our own individual bodies and our energy field becomes more finer because we are starting to awaken from the mass projection, illusion, the dense energy of media, social media, the food we consume, and start to think consciously about what we're needing to let go of, we're being called to co-create the new world. We're being called to co-create community. We're being called to find our voice. We're actually being called back home to self. What a great time to be alive. Have a fabulous day.